Touch is a nose boop to the palm of our hand. We can use this as a way to redirect our dog away from something or to simply get them focused and ready to work with us.
Yes, good girl. Touch. 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 Yes, good girl. Nice. Sit.
For sitting down, the big thing to practice is rewarding her a second or third time for continuing to hold the position. And as you do this, you can start adding more time between it to really drag out how long she's holding the position. But the idea is here is that she is learning to hold a position, continue to do the thing that was asked of her because she might get more reward, as well as not jump ahead and guess what she thinks we might do, which they often will do from like a sit to a down because they assume that's what we're going to ask next. So by rewarding her even for those sits like that, she's learning to just do what was asked and not try to guess what's next.
Come on. Sit. Yes, good girl. Yes, good girl. Cannoli, down. Yes, good girl.
For come when called, you're going to say her name, Cannoli, and then come. As soon as she turns to look at you, you'll mark yes, and then begin praising her and rewarding her. It's really important that you get that yes in as soon as she looks at you because that's what's going to get her moving towards you. And then you're going to praise her all the way to you and then reward with a treat. You can practice this in the backyard anytime you guys are outside. Just randomly call her throughout, reward, let her go back to playing. You can also up the ante on this one by taking her out in the front yard on a long leash or even to the park and use a long leash. This helps build around more distractions and her ability to recall for you in any situation.
Yes, good girl. Good girl. Yes.
Place means go there, lay down, and stay there until you're released. Her release word is free. So you're going to point towards the bed and say place. When she's on the bed and laying down, you'll mark yes. And then reward with a treat by placing the treat on the bed next to her. It's really important that with place, we reward on the bed. This helps let her know the food is going to come to her, not to get up and try to meet us for it. And it encourages her to stay on the bed because that's where the good stuff happens. So you have two ways you can practice this. And the first one is what you see here. It's what I would call a formal training session. So you're going to point to the bed, cue place. When she lays down, mark yes and reward. And then you're going to build in duration, distractions, and distance. So moving around, walking farther away, doing some different distractions, and then periodically you're coming back and rewarding her. And then as you practice more and more, you're going to continue to space out how often those treats come until she no longer needs so much reinforcement throughout her stay. Another really fun variation of this to work on distractions is getting the kids involved. So the adult is going to stand next to the bed, cue her to place, and be responsible for rewarding her. And then you're going to have the kids do things like run across the room, jump up and down, roll on the floor, crawl across the room, toss a toy across the room, anything kind of distracting. And then you're going to be standing next to her, rewarding her for watching and not going for it. This is a fun way to get the kids involved in training without having them being the ones that are actually training her and rewarding her. And when you're ready for her to get up, you're going to cue free, and that means she is free to get up and move, and you do not need to reward that with a treat because that is the reward she gets to move at her own free will. If she gets up at any point when you're practicing and you did not release her, you simply are going to send her back, cue her back to place, wait for her to lay down, and then do not reward. Go ahead and try the thing again that you were doing, and then come back and reward. If you try a second time and she still gets up, then that lets us know that that's just a little too hard in that moment. So the next thing you're going to do is do it, send her back to her place, do the thing again, but maybe make it a little smaller. Don't walk as far or don't make the distraction as big, and then reward. And then again, when you're ready, you're going to release her. The other way to practice is in real life context where you would want her to be doing her place. So for me in my house, this is a big one for dinner time. And so what I'll do is I'll bring the bed over and we're going to do what we kind of call passive training in the beginning with this to help her get the idea without it being high stress for you when you're also trying to eat dinner and take care of a family. during mealtime. So you're just going to bring the bed over near you. When she steps on the bed, you're going to mark yes, toss a treat to her. If she doesn't get on it, you do nothing. Go about your business, getting everyone their food, sitting down and eating. If you notice she's on her bed, reward. If she's still there a little bit later, reward again, and reward pretty frequently for her staying there. But if she gets up, no worries, because you didn't tell her she had to place. This is what makes it passive training. So you didn't tell her that she had to be there, and so you're just going to reward her when she chooses it. I like this way of training, not just for the low stress on your end, but also because it builds in this idea that if she just does things and learns to do what's expected of her in moments that happen pretty much daily, it makes everyone's life a lot easier. So if you're consistent doing this at dinner time and rewarding her for being on her place, what you will find is that she starts going to her place on her own when she sees you all getting ready to sit at the dinner table. So this is something she's already doing here at my house. The beds are placed out when I'm cooking, and then when she sees us getting ready to sit down at the table, she will almost always already be on her bed waiting, because she knows that's what we're going to do. And if she's on her bed while we eat dinner, she will get rewarded for it. So it's a great way to build in some automatic responses to things that happen regularly in the house. Wait means stop and don't go any further. So when we say wait, we are drawing an imaginary line and telling them they cannot cross it. They are, however, allowed to be in a sit down, stand, or even walk around as long as they don't cross that line. So here we're practicing where I've told her to wait at the bottom of the stairs. I've gone up the stairs and I'm even moving around. And then I'm tossing that reward back across that line. So very similarly to place, I want to reward her back behind that wait line so she understands that's where the good stuff happens, not trying to cross the line to get to me. And when I'm ready, if I'm ready to have her cross that line, I'm going to say free, just like we did with place, and that lets her know she can cross that line. This is really helpful at stairs so that you don't have a dog that is tripping you going up and down the stairs, as well as at the front door so that we don't have a dog that is door dashing. This is going to be a really important one for Cannoli, because this was really hard for her. Her immediate response to me even reaching towards the doorknob in the beginning was to dart towards the door. So I would make sure you practice this one a lot at the front door. And we want to make sure we practice more not releasing her through that line than we do releasing her. So here's the one difference with place and wait. One of the big differences is that wait only needs released if you're going to let her cross the line. So if I'm stepping out to get a package at the front door, I'm not letting her cross that wait line. So when I come back in, I'm just going to simply shut the door and reward her, but I don't have to say free because she's not crossing the line. On the stairs, I said free because I was letting her cross that line. So when practicing at the front door, it's important that you practice more often than not releasing her through that line than you do it releasing her, so that she can assume that she's not going to go through. The only time you're going to release her to go cross that line is if you're taking her out on a walk. Leave it means back away from the item you were heading towards. So here we're practicing with treats. I'm dropping a treat, and then as soon as I drop it, say leave it, and then when she backs away, yes, and reward her. This is practicing mimicking food dropping, things that she shouldn't have, pills, chocolate chips, grapes, candy, things that drop and hit the ground that we don't want her getting. So this is a great way to practice that leave it. And so you can practice this by having the kids even hold the items or drop it, and then say leave it as soon as they do, and then mark and reward her. If you do not have a treat on you in the moment, you're going to do a praise party to the cookie. So you're going to say leave it, she does, yes, good girl, run with her to get treats, and then reward her and make sure the thing gets picked up. Here I decided to challenge her a little bit and see if I left something and went out of the room. We only did 10-15 seconds, but it's a really great start. Drop it means let go of the thing that is in your mouth. So when she has something she shouldn't, you can say drop it. If she lets go, yes, good girl, toss her some treats, hand her a treat. And just like with leave it, if in real life, if you don't have treats on you, you're going to do that praise party to go get the treats with her. And then make sure you pick up whatever that item is if it's something you didn't want her to have. You can practice this even when she has items she's allowed to have, just to build in random practice. So if she's outside and she's chewing on a stick, which is totally fine, but you can practice, say drop it, give her a treat, and then you can actually let her go back to it, just so that you're building in kind of random practice in real life.
Yes.
You can also do that with toys.
Nice job.
Let's go. All right, so we are out on a walk with Cannoli. Yes. And we're going to show you kind of what to work on as you get her home and how to continue working on her leash skills. So the main thing you're going to see me doing here is what we call rewarding good choices. Yes. So that means when she is walking nicely at her side or even a little in front, but the leash is loose, yes, we're going to mark and reward her. Also offering us attention. So basically doing anything we like, offering us attention, especially around distractions, walking nicely on a loose leash. Yes, we're going to say yes and reward her. When we reward her, it's really important that we reward directly at our side. Yes, just like this, even if she was a little in front, because we want her to know all the good stuff happens next to us, because that's what's going to help keep her closer. Yes, good girl. Right now, we're rewarding 100% of good choices. So it's going to look like a lot. Yes, because right now, that's what's keeping her walking nicely with us, right? We're teaching her what we want her to do. Distractions. Yes, good girl. And we want her to learn kind of what we want her to do, and that's going to help avoid us having a bunch of pulling issues as she gets bigger, because she's already going to know what is expected of her. Yes. So even if she's a little in front like she just was, we're still going to mark yes and reward at her side and not reward in front of her, because she's still walking nicely on a loose leash. She's not trying to pull me. And so we're just rewarding all of those good choices. And right now we're rewarding 100%, and over time you will wean that down. As far as sniffing, we do want to allow time for sniffing. That's a really important piece of a dog's life out in the world, is checking things out. So when appropriate, we want to allow her time to sniff, as long as she's not pulling you and dragging you to places. My rule is, as long as you're within length of the leash, that's okay. Yes, good girl. And then if at any point I was ready to move on and she hadn't moved on, I'm just going to cue her, let's go, and then move along. Good girl. And then, yes, when she catches up with me, I will mark and reward that as well. The other thing that's really important, yes, when rewarding, besides rewarding directly at your side, is making sure you are rewarding with the hand closest to her. So your leash is actually going to be held in the opposite hand. So I have her on my left. Yes. So the leash would be held in the right hand then, because we want to reward with the hand closest to her. Yes. Because otherwise what will happen is if you're crossing in front of your body, she's going to start meeting you in front to get those treats, and you're going to be annoyed because you're going to be tripping over her. So really important that you're rewarding directly at your side. So here's another good example. She's sniffing and I'm ready to move on. I'm going to say, let's go. Yes. And then reward her for moving on. Again, right now we're rewarding, yes, 100% of good choices. Otherwise we will lose her at this point. She's still in that stage where she needs that. Good girl. Lots of praise and encouragement as well. Just staying engaged with her. Yes, good girl. Because she is excited, and she's excited about everything. She loves life, and she loves everything. And so if we're not keeping her attention, the world is going to keep her attention. So right now, 100% of good choices. But then over time, when she's walking the majority of the walk the way you would want her to, and she's doing really beautifully, then you can start weaning down to 75% of good choices, 50, 25, and so on. Let's go. Yes, good girl. And start rewarding a little less and a little less. So be prepared on your walks. Make sure you have a treat pouch and lots of treats. It's better to have more than you need than not enough. So pack way more than you think you'll need. So like here, if she's trying to pull me and she's without length of leash, I'm not going to let her pull me. Yes, good girl. And I'm going to either cue her, let's go, or like in that moment, kind of waited and she checked back in with me, reward her for checking in, and then move on. Yes. Again, she can be a little in front. That's okay. As long as that leash still has a nice dip in it, we're okay with that. What is that? Yes, good girl. This way. This way is our cue that says we're changing directions. We're turning around. So you can use that anytime you change directions with her. Yes, good girl. Nice job. And so right now, this is it. Leave it. Yes, good girl. This is walking with her. It's just going to be rewarding her. We're teaching her what we want her to do so that she's not really having an opportunity to do the things we don't want her to do, which is trying to pull us forward and drag us on a walk. Yes, good girl. So if we start with this and we're rewarding her, you shouldn't have to worry too much about pulling in the future, because she's going to know what we want from her, what's expected on a walk. And she is very motivated. She loves training. She loves to work for food, and she loves to work for praise with you. So yes, good girl. So she is going to be down to do all of this with you and do it with a smile on her face. So good girl. Oh, you got to chew your food. Good girl. She's very curious. What is that? What? Yes, good girl. Let's go. Good girl. Nice job. Nice job. And that's a wrap on Cannoli's training.